Hey there, YouTubers. Alright, should be another 10th gen motherboard for the channel. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these motherboards, folks. I gotta start selling some computers. So this should be another micro ATX motherboard. I need to get some more Z490s in. But it's kind of like until you get a K processor. Is it really worth it? Some aspects it is. Of course, I almost knocked the camera over. With the way the RAM speeds are, anything but a Z490 would appear to be eliminating your RAM speed for overclocking. And this one I'm sure is should be the same, maxed out at 2933 regardless of which kind you have. Alright, so finally got a Gigabyte in here. We have done MSI, we've done tons of Asus, and now we finally have a 10th gen Gigabyte. Let me get that up there a little better. So this is the ultra durable with B460m DS3H. You've probably seen on the channel me doing the B360m DS3H, which was 8th and 9th gen. And so this is LGA 1200. This only works with currently 10th gen processors. This will be compatible most likely with the 11th gen whenever that comes out. I'm assuming probably 2021. Let's look at the back real quick, get those stats. Some of you guys love the stats, right? Or the specs, we should say. 10th gen we talked about there. There's your CPU socket 1200, chipsets the B460, 3.0 by 16. Okay, so we'll get into all this. Nothing else on there besides micro ATX. Supports RGB, in case I don't call out the little RGB connectors. And so let's get it open. And I will try and go over every square inch of the motherboard, to include calling out the fan headers. So you get two SATA 3 cables. One of these has got straight ends on each side, and one has a 90. So that's good there, unless you need two 90s. Or you needed two with both straight. So let's look at what's in the bottom. Make sure we cover everything. So a little dinky manual here, in case you guys don't want to listen to me anymore. There's a little picture of everything on here. Driver disc and your I/O shield. I always want to call those heat shields. I don't know why. I just can't get that out of my head. Back in the day, folks, I used to work on the space shuttle, so I think that is part of the reason. Yeah. Alright, let's get the box out of the way. You guys got better things to do than watch me screwing with that, right? So here we are. Let's take a look at it from 10,000 feet before we start to zoom in a little bit. Alright, let's start with this corner here, this quadrant. I'm going to try and do these differently here in the future, folks, so you guys can see a little better. It doesn't really matter for me because I'm starting to get to the point where I can't see anything. And at some point you guys will be like, I just can't handle this guy. He's lost his rockers. By the way, I'm also at the moment installing the drivers for the awesome GT1030 that I just purchased for the channel. Okay, enough of that. So down here we've got our HD audio connector. Okay, this comes from your case. You got the comm connectors. This actually has two of those. Interesting. Instead of one big fat one. which is interesting, folks. This motherboard is already starting to feel a little different. PCI Express. You've got the 1-inch ones here. These are only big enough really for like Wi-Fi cards. They are not going to be big enough for the solid state drive expansions in case you buy one that has NVMe M.2. Those are the next size up usually, unless there's another one out there that I'm not aware of. Here's your Cmos chip. Of course, if you were to screw up something in your BIOS, or you do something in your BIOS and it goes to black screen, good chance popping that guy out of there 30 seconds, putting it back, you'll be good to go. RGB, in case you have that, and USB 2.0. So they put these like right up on each other. It's interesting how these computers are different. Hopefully you saw that. There's the RGB in case I was too low. USBs, 2 of these. So obviously, you know, one of these most likely will come from the case. One of these may come from your Wi-Fi card if you buy one to put in your 1-inch PCI Express slot there. All right, so this is actually, I think, going to work out better for a lot of you by doing it this way. Now, even I can look in the camera and see stuff. I have these all memorized though, so it doesn't really matter. So you have HDD right here, reset switch, be these 2 pins, and then on the back row is going to be your power LED, and then the next 2 on the top row over are the power switch itself. Then the 4 at the very end on the top row are going to be the speaker. All right. Here are 2 of the 6 SATA 3 connectors. Those will come, obviously go to your different drives, hard drives, 3.5s, 2.5s, or solid state 2.5s. USB 3.0, this is going to come from your case, most likely. If you don't have it on your case, maybe you have bought some kind of card reader or something to insert into your case. I really don't see too many people doing that, but we did get AeroCool case in that had a card reader in it, so which I thought was pretty cool, because it's one thing I like about Dells and HPs, that they have that stuff. All right, 4 more SATA 3s up here. Now, I have yet to see a header for fan yet. This is going to be a little low on those, it looks like. We're going to rotate, and then we'll slide over. So here you go. Here are your 4 RAM slots, and the mere fact these are colored, folks, is probably going to tell you that you want to match your RAM up. If you have a single stick, I couldn't tell you exactly which one goes there, but it's probably written right here, which it is, and it doesn't really tell you which one you go with if you have a single, but it's going to be one of these 2. All right, one of the 2 light gray ones. Now, if you have 2 sets of RAM, you're going to stick those. You want, if you know, matching RAM, you're going to stick those in here, and then the second set would go here. All right. What else do we have? So here's your 24-pin ATX PSU connector. Okay, this kind of comes from the power supply. Here is a fan header. It says System Fan 2, so there must be a second one somewhere. And then more RGB stuff here. So that's good. Now we're going to rotate again. CPU fan connector. All right. So if you have more than one CPU fan, you're going to have a splitter, because this does not have dual, which isn't surprising. Now, just like the 360 version of this does have 2x4, where the 410s and the 310s only had 1x4. The 410 has 2, so you guys probably don't care, but I'm just throwing that out. Here is another fan header. And interesting, this says system fan 1 over here and things all the way over there, right? Alright, we will look at these connectors in a second. Let's just make sure that I did not miss anything. I think we got everything except for these two important things. There is obviously your CPU. We did say LGA 1200, and that at the moment means 10th gen only. Maybe 11th in the future. M.2, this should support not only NVMe, SATA, but also it says Intel Optane memory. So if you have a hard drive, you know, who uses hard drives anymore, really? Then you would go that route. I see something here about M2 Wi-Fi, but I don't see where the where that connector is to actually attach it. So maybe they use this motherboard in other places. And that's about all that there is. Let's check the back side. There isn't an extra M.2 on here. That's disappointing. All right, so we'll go through this real quick. Old school PS2, I don't know why they have that. Keyboards and mice, USB 2.0, VGA, dual DVI. You've got HDMI, 4 USB 3.0's Ethernet, and then we've got microphone, headphone, and the other one that nobody uses. That's going to do it for this video, folks. Thanks for checking it out. Please like, please subscribe.